and welcome to Quarterdeck. You all watch movies, don't you? Of course, 90% of us do enjoy movies. But when you watch a movie, we always applaud the hero or the heroine. But there's a huge amount of sweat and hard work behind the screen. You have the director, you have the people working to make the movie into a very memorable vision for us to view. Similarly, in the case of oil exploration and production, there is huge amount of back work like rig refurbishment, upgradation of rigs and maintenance, and the saga goes on. There's one name, Lamprell, and Lamprell alone. They are pioneers in their various respective areas of portfolios in the oil industry. It's a great honor, prestige, privilege and pride for us to have Mr. David John Moran, the Chief Operating Officer of Lamprell Energy Limited. Hello and welcome to Quarterdeck.
Hello, welcome to you.
Yeah. For the viewers of Marine Biz TV, if you could tell us about the history of Lamprell, the origin of Lamprell, along with the principal area of expertise
of course.
For the activity of Lamprell.
The group has been established now in the UAE for some 30 years. It was established by a gentleman named Mr. Stephen Lamprell, the founder of the company and the principal shareholder. He came to the Middle East with his family and established a marine business here, involved in a variety of activities, providing support ships, providing construction work to the marine industry overall. And over a period of time the company grew and developed through until probably the late 1980s, when we were involved or moved into the field of rig refurbishment. This was an area that was identified as being an area of significant growth for the company that could have a lot of potential. And probably the first project occurred in the late 80s, I should say, with the upgrade and refurbishment of rig, converting it into an accommodation unit, which went off to, I believe, Northern Africa. This was prior to my involvement with the company, but it was a major stepping stone in really the growth of the company in the future and where we are right now.
Middle East is working strong.
There's a very buoyant market here. The company now has three principal areas of expertise. The core of the company, and this is really from the origins of the rig business as a whole, is for the refurbishment and upgrade of jack-up drilling rigs. These are units which operate in the Arabian Gulf and elsewhere around the world, and we have been involved now for over 15 years in the actual upgrade of the units themselves to basically bring what are old units back into effectively new condition for drilling operations. We also are involved with the land rig business. This is drilling rigs which are for use on land, and this is an area of business that we moved into in the last 5 years with an establishment of a facility in Jebel Ali. And finally, we also moved into the area of constructing what are called process modules for floating production systems. This is for deep water oil and gas developments, whereby they use converted oil tankers in many cases to produce the oil and gas, and we build what are called the process modules that are fitted onto the top of the tankers. And we, in collaboration with a company called Singapore Moorings in Monaco, decided to build a new facility in Jebel Ali in 2002, principally focused on this area of business, and this has been very successful for us as well. So these are the three main arms of what the company does.
Now, if you travel across the outskirts of Sharjah, you can see all those long, big rigs. Mm-hmm. And your presence in the Sharjah ports has a lot of prominence and importance. How is your working relationship with the Sharjah Ports Authority?
We've had a very strong working relationship with the Sharjah Ports Authority for many, many years, and really it's with their support that our business has been able to grow as it has. I think we've had a very good two-way relationship in many respects as well, in that a lot of the business that we do brings value into the port as well. And this is crucial to any company, that you have very strong relationships to support your long-term growth. So I have to say that really the success of our company is very much founded on the support that we've received from the Sharjah Ports Authority and the senior personnel within them as well.
The demand for oil is creeping up by heaps and bounds, and so is the demand for oil exploration and production. It's almost reached the zenith, A couple of weeks ago we were having an interview with a person related to this, and he was telling us by 2010 the average daily requirement of oil fuel per day would be 110 million barrels of oil every day. So as this demand goes up, obviously, the oil exploration production segment will also drastically go up. So don't you think that you will require a huge infrastructure to suit such demand?
Well, I think that's really what I was underscoring in terms of our new facility in Hamria. We've recognised that there is a tremendous growth market there, and that we think that as a company, organic growth is something we can continue to focus on, and that there's a real market in really all three sectors of our business. So Hamria is the cornerstone of that. I think that in terms of the infrastructure, we've been investing heavily, both in our facility here and in Jebel Ali, particularly in equipment, but also in human resources. I think in the industry as a whole right now, there is a gap in terms of human resources. So we've established a training school this year, which is operational, I should say, this year in India, which is supporting the recruitment and training of new personnel to again aid our growth. Yeah. And we do see that there's opportunity for us to continue to grow at a similar pace over the next several years. And the oil price, well, again, I'm not an oil analyst as such, and I wouldn't like to predict exactly where it will be, but I think there's certainly a very strong market sentiment that the high oil prices we're seeing today are very much a feature for the future, and therefore we very much look forwards with confidence to where we see the market going over the next several years.
October 2006, Lamprell has featured in the London Stock Exchange alternate investment market. Could you tell us something about that?
Well, this was a major step forward for the company. We'd reached a point at which we felt there was, to sustain the growth, going forwards for our Hamria development that I mentioned earlier on, it was an opportune time for us to actually go through a flotation process, what's called an IPO on the London stock market. The oil and gas services sector as a whole has been incredibly buoyant as a result of high oil prices, but also in terms of our operations here in the Middle East. We were seen to be a very attractive business to investors outside of the region. We felt it would be an opportune time for us to really look at the next phase of growth of the company, and this is very much to do with us achieving a higher level of acceptance and also recognition of the standards and how we operate as a company. And we saw this as being a major supporting factor in being able to sustain our growth into the future, but also very importantly too, to sustain and enhance our employee involvement in the business. It gives our actual employees themselves an opportunity to be stakeholders in the company, to actually physically own shares in Lamprell. And we see that as a very positive benefit, both from the company's point of view, but also from the individual. Everybody gets to take part in the success of the business.
Well, when you said, your last statement, I have a different question with me, but I'd like to slightly modify this question by asking you that you've been associated with Lamprell for a decade. So your presence in Lamprell, your services as a man, as a human being for Lamprell has been there for 10 years. What difference has it made if you take the company as a whole?
To the company?
Yeah.
Well, I think I like to think of myself
teamwork.
Well, I think I'm part of a large team that have evolved. I mean, we've been actually Lamprell as a company. Our senior management team actually have been in place in many respects, on average, for more than 10 years, and we have a very tight team unit that operates here. But it goes beyond that. I mean, we're a business that started as a family business. We like to think there are still a lot of elements of that exist within the company, and I personally believe very much in that. And I think that as a company, we espouse a lot of very positive views on how we should run a business in relation to how the employees should develop, and we should be giving people opportunity within the company to enhance their roles, both as individuals but also as employees, and to expand their capability. So we very much believe that it's a company that is here for its employees as well as the clients that it serves.
When I just stepped into your office, I happened to read your Lamprell Times, and I saw a lot of photographs of yours in the magazine, which shows that you're very close to the employees within the organizations. You care for the employees as a management. So of course, caring for the employees, does it add to productivity in the organization?
Absolutely. I think it's very important that the employees feel worth, they feel they're valued by the company that they work with. And I think we've gone to very positive lengths to ensure that environment is felt. That we try and organise events and social gatherings for staff.
I saw a few photographs here.
Absolutely, and these are things where we think this great value comes back to the company and the employees by really having some fun outside of the workplace. It should be a place where people want to come and work and enjoy themselves, but also it's a serious place too. So we try and combine both of those. And this really extends all the way through into our training school in India now, as I mentioned, and also to some of the internal training that goes on in the company. So really, we like to think of ourselves as a Lamprell family.
So many nationalities involved in Lamprell.
There's an enormous, we're very much a multicultural organisation, and that's in itself presents challenges, but therefore we work very hard to make sure that the communication that exists in the company and the valuing people as individuals is something that's felt throughout the organisation.
Every year you have this get-together, the Lamprell staff.
It's an annual day, yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's only within everybody comes, even from the Jablali.
Yeah, no, what we try and do is integrate all of our operations between our various facilities. It's quite important that the employees as a whole feel part of the overall team and that it isn't just one facility. So we do try and also organise events that involve different people in different facilities, because obviously Sharjah and Jablali are quite separated now, and therefore not everybody sees everybody every day of the week. But we do like to make sure that there's plenty of contact and that we can, again, foster the idea of teamwork, and that benefits the organisation as a whole.
Whenever we meet eminent personalities of your cadre or similar cadre, I keep asking these people the same question. Business works by relations. Is it true?
Absolutely, yes.
It is purely on relations.
It's not purely on relations. Relationships are very important, but I mean, underpinning relationships, though, is the issue of what the service you're providing. You have to provide a high quality service, and that's what we aim to do at all times. So we don't rest on our laurels. We don't wish to become complacent. We have to always re-examine what we're doing for our clients and make sure we continue to deliver the same standard of service that we've done in the past.
These were the statements of Mr. David Moran, the Chief Operating Officer of Lamprell. Thank you very much. We know you're a man who travels extensively and finding some time to spare before the viewers of Marine Biz TV. Thank you very much, and looking forward to associate with you in the future as well.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.